in the winter situation, say you want to be prepared, and say you were in a situation where you had to be shut down for a few days. Good morning, trucking tubes. So we're in Ohio this morning. We are going to Pennsylvania to deliver a 4-stop load. I currently have a load of Bobcat on. Pretty cool. Get to haul some machinery. Hopefully you guys get to see that this morning while we get over here to unload the first 3 pieces. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit today about winter preparedness in our trucking industry. We'll get to that in a later video, or a later part of the video, and so you guys can understand a little bit more about, if you're trying to get into the industry, how to be prepared for the winter. This should be the second winter you guys get to see on vlog. It should be my 3rd winter total. I've only been in truck driving about 3 years, so I guess you would consider me a veteran by now, but I'm still a rookie in my eyes. I don't try to boast. That's one thing that you should never do when you're a driver and you get into our industry. Never boast about what you're doing as far as being a driver. It's cool to be a little competitive with your fellow drivers, but never be that guy that's like, I know everything, because in reality you don't. Because, you know, that's like one of the most fatal mistakes that new drivers make, is that they know everything, and the moment that they do that, they get comfortable. When they get comfortable, they get complacent. It's okay to be comfortable with what you're doing, but it's not okay to be complacent, especially in the wintertime. Because once you get complacent in the wintertime, bad things happen, and you don't want to have bad things happen. So, you know, you could be going down the road and not notice a patch of black ice and, you know, jackknife and hurt yourself or hurt others. Or you could, you know, be like, oh, I got this in the snow, and really you don't. You cause a wreck, or you get into a serious wreck and you might not make it. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody. I'd hate to see that happen. It's bad now to see drivers on the news and in trucking news and everything, to just seeing that they've had a wreck or somebody didn't survive. And it's sad out here in the winter. That is heightened more in the wintertime than it is at any other time of the year, especially with slick roads and colder temperatures. So, and it's really bad. So always pay attention to what you're doing when you're going down the road, especially in the wintertime, but not only in the wintertime, but all year round. But the wintertime is more pertinent because of the conditions. You really want to be careful. Say, if you're going down the road and there's some snow, you don't want to speed down the road. If it's slushy, or if it's, you know, compacted snow, or even if it's soft snow, you want to do it at a slower speed. Whatever is, even if you're going 5 or 10 miles per hour down the road, that is more safe than going 50 or 60 down the road in snow conditions. Now, whoever in their right mind would go down the road in snow conditions like that is beyond me, but I believe it's happened before with people doing that. I like to take my time because I like to arrive in one piece alive every time. So, but there are a lot of dangers in our industry, and I mean a lot of dangers, especially flatbedding like I do. You have a lot of dangers every day, all year round. Doesn't matter what it is. Not only, you know, with flatbed van driving, you know, if you're a van driver or a reefer driver, anything like that, grain hauler, dump, any type of situation, there's still risks involved. So if you're getting into the trucking industry, those are some things that you should know before you go into it. Now, I'm not saying that it's a totally bad thing to get into, and it's not. You know, it's a great job. You do spend a lot of time away from home and from family, but it does make it makes a lot of memories for you. It gives you some experience, so if you ever want to go local, you can. So pretty much, like, you know, let me turn this down. Where was I? Oh yeah. So it's like I said, it's when you go local, you know, you'll have your experience and everything, and there's a lot of differences between over the road and the local. Being local, you may not get paid as much, or you might find a job that pays really good. It all depends. It's very depending upon what's in your area and what companies are offering. But that's for another video. I hope you guys really have a lot of questions. Like, if you have questions, please feel free to leave comments below asking, you know, things about the industry, and I'll do a video on those later to answer your questions as best as I can. If I don't know the answer, like I said, in previous videos I said I'll answer them as best as I can, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find it. So, but anyway, back to winter preparedness. Now, in the wintertime, driving, like I said, you want a more heightened sense of attention, more attention to details. You really want to, like I said, you're driving slow in the wintertime, when it's bad weather conditions. If you're not able to drive in the snow, or if the interstate's shut down and you don't feel comfortable, or you don't feel comfortable driving, always pull it over. It's never too much to pull it over. No load is worth your life. No load is ever worth your life at all. So if you don't feel comfortable driving, always pull it over. You know, and if they want to pitch a fit about it, it's a safety issue and you don't feel safe. You know, it's not good to drive in the wintertime if it's really bad and you don't feel comfortable, because that puts you off guard and you're not on your game, you're not as attentive, you're more panicky, and you're more likely to have an accident. And you don't want to panic in those situations. Now, that's our first reaction, is to panic when things happen, but don't panic. That's just one thing that you don't want to do. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of tidbit of information. I'm going to go ahead and do some little bit of driving. I hope you guys enjoy the scenery here in Ohio as we drive along. I didn't get a chance to get you guys some footage of today's unload, but you got some cool coming in footage and stuff like that. So let's resume talking about our winter driving tips. So what you would want to do normally in the winter situation, say you want to be prepared, and say you were in a situation where you had to be shut down for a few days. Well, what you would want is enough food to last you at least a week and a half as far as non-perishable foods. Well, maybe not a week and a half, maybe a week. You want a week of at least non-perishable foods, because you don't know how long you're going to be there and where you're going to be. So you also want to have, like in your truck, if your company has inverters, you want a microwave, something to heat up your food. Or if you're planning on parking in a truck stop because of a snowstorm, then you want to, then you'd want to, of course, have access to that microwave in a truck stop. And most truck stops have those, so there's no worries there. You also want to have a refrigerator in your truck if you have the room for one. They're really handy. They're really good to have. They're really nice, especially when you're trying to keep things cold. Also, enough like blankets and stuff just in case you can't idle your truck, or your company doesn't allow you to idle the truck because they have idle restrictions or something like that, or you have an APU that doesn't keep you warm enough. Also, keep a lot of entertainment around because you might get bored. So, but that's it for this video. There'll be a part 2, and the part 2 is going to be a little bit more driving tips, or preparedness tips, if you will. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and as well as click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to like me on Facebook and Twitter, and follow me on the Tweeter thing. The links are in the description down below. I hope you guys once again enjoyed viewing the video, and until the next one.